Okay, here we go with the next set of guys from the Island of Blood set. These are the Swordmasters and High Elves portion. There's not really any assembly to these guys, just the one banner, that piece is separate, and this the musician is separate. I think everything else is just single piece, not a whole lot to it. So just the sand on them there. And as mentioned in the previous video, just spray painted them a gray Krylon spray. So this is the second set of guys I did after the Skaven Clan Rats. So here we go. That's what they look like up close. First thing I started off with was the blue areas. Just base coat using the Reaper True Blue Triad. Later on, when I did some other High Elf guys, I used the Mordian Blue as the base coat. The idea for the silver here is I've just done a straight black wash. I'm going to highlight that with some Mithril Silver, and that should just cover the silver areas fine. And there you are there with the Mithril Silver highlights and the Bad Black. Did that early on in the steps because the silver tends to get all over everything. I think I've done one highlight here on the blue, so that touches up any of the silver that kind of went over that. And the hair here, I actually use the same color for the hair as I will for the gold. I'm doing a non-metallic gold on these guys. So now I'm going back over the white areas. So it's I'm using the Reaper Cloudy Gray Triad. And it's basically exact same color as the spray paint I did, so it's just touching it all up, so it's a nice even tone. So that was the cloudy gray and the stormy gray, cloudy gray, misty gray triad. Flesh here, just using I'm using the elf flesh, or actually sorry, the fair skin flesh triad from Reaper. And for all of the gold, I'm going to be using the Palomino Gold Triad, again from Reaper. Starting with a mid-tone, I'm going to use Devlin Mud to bring it down, and then the Buckskin Pale to highlight it. So here you can see highlighting a bit more of the banner. I'm going to be doing non-metallic sort of a look on the sword there. And I've got all the gold bits started. So you can see here I've got the Devlin Mud wash done now. So that's the shading for the gold basically done. And yeah, there's not a lot of detail in these guys, so they actually painted up quite fast, which is nice. Started doing the next highlight, so that's the misty gray highlight on the white areas. Never actually ends up being white, but close enough. Doing a bit more detail on the flesh here, so using the fair skin triads. And so now I'm starting to do highlights on the gold here, so that's again with the Palomino Gold. And the Buckskin Pale, it's just going to be on the edge highlights for any of the non-metallic gold. Working on the sort of a non-metallic look here on the sword, just using grays and filling in kind of alternating sides of the sword and then highlighting up the edges. So now I'm doing a bit more of the non-metallic gold there. You can see how I'm just trying to do really hard highlights, and there's the Buckskin Pale. So this is basically done now. That gold goes on real fast because it's really 3 steps, and it's all down to that last step. Getting those little edge highlights there. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it, just tried to make sharp highlights where things kind of would look like. And because it's small areas, it's not as easy to tell if you've done it right, proper, whatever. All of the gems, that's just the Reaper red ink as a base coat, some GW blood red under the bottom, and then the very bottom is some of the blaze orange, and there's a white spot on the top to catch the reflection. So those are pretty fast. Trying to put a bit more detail on these guys. You see a bit on his face there. I didn't spend a lot of time, but just wanted to have some sort of eyes kind of look. Then I made up a movement tray from the modular movement tray kit. So set these guys up on, and there you go, all done. So they painted up quite fast. I was able to do these guys about as fast as the Skaven clan rats. There's half as many of them, but the white light colors tend to take longer and they're less forgiving. But yeah, it was pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. It's just a bit of static grass on here, PVA glue, and Be Still Brown dry brushed over top of Scorched Brown. If you like that, check out my blog. It's likewatchingpaintdry.blogspot.com, and I painted these guys up for miniwargaming.com.